Sign of the Times, episode 164, from this very interesting collared background, which may or may not be a Native American looking artifact of various collars, which no doubt will be argued at length between QT and Beast Barnett in the days and weeks to come. It could get really heated. They may start rest stopping each other. No, you idiot, it's this tribe. And then the other one will respond at a rest area miles away. No, clearly you are mistaken. It is this tribe. That could go on for weeks. But for the people that love the snaps, my sticker from Lucha Underground, where QT evokes his favorite performer there, is Johnny Mundo. That is Johnny Mundo, his favorite performer. QT, a huge fan of Lucha Underground. Loves it. Loves it. The pamphlet of the Sign of the Times, because every good show needs a pamphlet, and apparently so does this one. So, there's the pamphlet. The Facebook, the YouTube, which you may be watching right about now. Right about now, you might be watching that. The Twitter, where you can follow me, however, not literally. Much like Dylan Bostic does, or much like Jimmy Skills does. They don't follow me literally, but on the Twitter they do. Autographed picture of Seymour Snot, whom in episode 65 will be the topic of much discussion. Much discussion, more so than in this episode. Comic book of Team IOU. A story about a dog and his boy. A boy and his dog. They were on Turnbuckle last week, and they did phenomenally well. Phenomenal. Picture of Kacee Carlisle with Team Bad Knees. There is Team Bad Knees minus all caps Stevie Jonak and Amazing Maria. But if they were to get me pictures, I could put them all together. But I am lacking pictures from Amazing Maria, as well as all caps Jonak, who will come up with 12.5 reasons not to provide a picture, mostly involving her computer being broken. Because that's what she's all about, broken computers and negativity. Pictures of Kacee Carlisle available at KaceeCarlisle.com. It's KaceeCarlisle.com, where you could get QT's favorite, the heart-shaped pillow picture. Look at that. He loves that heart-shaped pillow more than anything. He would give up a month of 7-Eleven coffees in trade for 2 of those heart-shaped pillow pictures. Preferably 5x7s. But he'd accept any size, let's face it. And Kacee Carlisle next to a barn. She was hanging out at the barn, and then she's like, well, it's time to go to work. And she put on her hot nurse's outfit to go to work as a hot nurse. Because, you know, sometimes people get injured and they're like, hot nurse needed at ringside stat, and then she just rushes out and saves them. Except if you get injured at WCWO, because they just send no hot nurse out to you. No offense to Toby Lee, who I'm sure has really nice looking legs, but he's no Kacee Carlisle. But there's what she looked like with a large title belt, which she may have won during her years at Catholic Schoolgirl. Look at that. And business card of Kacee Carlisle, whom I love, hashtag best in the world, and producer of the brand new officially released Kacee Carlisle DVD, which you can go to KaceeCarlisle.com and purchase many copies of. And in addition to accepting tasty pastry treats while I recover from this horrific ankle injury which would have killed a normal man, I will also accept copies of the brand new Kacee Carlisle DVD available at KaceeCarlisle.com. That's KaceeCarlisle.com for all of your Kacee Carlisle DVD needs. So if you're sitting there and you're like, well, that's too bad, some guy has this horrific ankle injury, what could I get for him to ease his pain? You can go right over to KaceeCarlisle.com and pick up a bunch of those DVDs and ship them to me. I'd feel better then. Or, let's say you need something for QT's birthday in September. You're like, what could I get QT? And you're like, a 7-Eleven cup of coffee. And then you're like, but I can't mail that because liquids are not permissible via the U.S. mail. You go to KaceeCarlisle.com and you pick them up 4, 5, 6, 7 copies of the Kacee Carlisle DVD and send to them. And they'll say, I wonder what matches these have, he'll say. He'll pop them in his DVD player and he'll sit there entertained for hours and hours and hours. Now this week is a busy, busy, busy week. Sunday, we have on the show Mr. Entertainment, J.D. Smooth of Funkified Wrestling Federation. If you listen to our show with Ken Zatelli, Kinsey Alexander, and Anthony Totelli on Friday, they gave you a little bit of information on Funkified Wrestling Federation. We cover that. The owner, operator, and one of the star performers, J.D. Smooth, going to be on Sunday on Turnbuckle. QT has many, many, many questions to ask him. Many questions, perhaps involving bagpipes. Perhaps involving political unrest. Because those are recent topics of discussion he's delved into. Some people are for words at that, but that's some of the topics he may get into with J.D. Smooth, or he may ask him, how funky is this Funkified Wrestling Federation? Or he might ask him, has Flash Funk ever wrestled for you? He might, but he might not. We'll see. Monday, King's birthday. Martin Luther King. And Martin Luther King Jr. Day is always famous for the big tag they have on Monday Night Raw where they pay tribute to Monday night being Martin Luther King Jr. Day officially. I watch it every year. Every year they play it, every year I watch it. Tuesday, the George Mack Show. We may or may not have All Caps Jonak with us. George may or may not have a guest. Kind of a vague area there. Vague area. Last week, as predicted, George Mack getting a last minute guest, and it was a great one. The personal liaison officer of NFWA Alaska. This week, maybe George will go after LaFisto, who's on her way to HPW. Maybe he'll go after Joey Ryan of Impact Wrestling fame. Maybe he'll go after Sabotage Styles. Who knows? You never know with George. He's kind of a loose cannon that way. On Wednesday, episode 2 of Total Dudes, I'm on with Rex Sharp. We're going to cover Total Divas because that's what the show is about. QT will be like, maybe you'll reenact a scene from Tennessee Tuxedo. And I'll say no, because it has nothing to do with Total Dudes. And he'll say, maybe Lamar and Brittany will call in and they will want to discuss Tennessee Tuxedo. And I'll say, no, QT, no. We're reenacting Total Divas and then recapping episode 3 of that show. That's what Total Dudes is. And he'll be like, maybe Beast Barnett will disagree and he'll call in and ask that you reenact the scene from Gone with the Wind. And I'll say, well, he can call and request that, but the answer is no. 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 Thursday, I am told, Von Hess and Dimitri are going to be bringing the heat. They haven't brought the heat in a while, but they're bringing the heat. So the heat will be brought on Thursday. And possibly, while Beast Barnett is enjoying bringing the heat with Big D and Von Hess, he will be enjoying a Marathon gas station cup of coffee and a McDonald's sausage, cheese, and egg McMuffin. Because he loves those things. Loves those things. He's not sold entirely on the Marathon gas station sandwiches, but he's working his way towards that. Working his way towards it. Hopefully he'll eat the McMuffin. He'll say, I bet a Marathon gas station sandwich can't be half as bad as this. And he'll go and grab 2 and he'll try them and he'll just ease into it because he loves the coffee. Loves the coffee. He's had 3, 4, 5, 6 cups of Marathon gas station coffee each day. It's like his version of QT and the Washington State rest areas where they have free coffee. On Friday of next week, we have Josh Storm from UIWA down in Georgia. We've heard about him from various guests in the last several weeks. He will be on Cruiserweight Extraordinaire, so we're excited to have him. So if we're recapping from this Native American looking collared background here, which Beast and QT will probably argue about for weeks, possibly leading to Beast QT 2, which could headline any show in North America at any Eagles Lodge that holds less than 70 people. So, Sunday, we have Mr. Entertainment JD Smooth of Funkified Wrestling Federation. Hopefully he will come in and QT will say, is that anything to do with Terry Funk? Has he perhaps funkified your wrestling federation? But instead he'll probably say, I read an article on the IRA bombing in Belfast. So my question to you is, what color shoes is JD Mariani wearing on Thursday? Could be. Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. tag on Raw, where they always like pay homage to him. I'll be watching that. Tuesday, the George Mack show, where anything could happen. Anyone could show up. On Wednesday, Total Dudes Episode 2, Rex Sharp. Hugely excited for it. So excited. So excited. He may even have a guest. We'll see. On Thursday, Bringing the Heat with Von Hess. I'm sure Beast's going to be enjoying that with his McMuffin sandwich and his Marathon gas station cup of coffee. After that, he'll probably do a little bit of cardio. On Friday of next week, Josh Storm, cruiserweight out of Georgia. Should be an interesting time with him. So pretty much episode 164